So there's been quite a bit of news that has come out recently, and I wanted to make a short video covering it. First of all, we are getting a ton of show matches next week. The Shock is taking on O2 Blast on Friday at 4 p.m. PST. An unknown two Overwatch League teams are going head-to-head on Saturday as part of a fundraiser on the 12th at 9 p.m. PST after several of those contenders teams play. And there will be a Korean contender show match on the 18th between O2 Blast, Talon, T1, and Genjachi. The big headliner at the moment is the O2 Blast versus San Francisco Shock matchup, mainly considering we don't know who the team is that will be in the fundraiser show match. But this match is pretty hype. Get the first look at the new SF Shock roster and rematches between a lot of hype players, such as Proper versus Heesang. Think how Valiant does as a potential Hyperflex will also be interesting, as they haven't signed a main support yet. The only issue here is that Proper will likely be flexing to off-tank for a good portion of it. Super has said that the show match will be part 5v5 and part 66, which is kinda dumb, but since Super is currently the only tank for the Shock, they'll need someone to flex, and Proper is easily the guy to do it. But overall, I'm really excited for this, especially for the 5v5 portion. Also, a bit change of plans. Since I have something happening at the same time this is airing, I can't stream it, but I'm going to watch it, and we'll have a video out within an hour or two of the show match. And I'm going to try to actually stream the other match that's happening for the fundraiser instead. That'll be a bit later at night, but hopefully you guys can still stick around. Anyway, speaking of the other fundraiser match, this one is getting a bit less attention, but it's still pretty hype, mainly because we don't know who the next two teams are. My best guess is London versus Paris, as the producers of this Monkey Bubble are European-based, but we just don't know. It is London versus Paris, and I honestly think it could be pretty hype. I'm not a huge fan of London quite yet, and I think Paris should come out with a victory. But if they can put up a good fight against Paris and with overperformance, I think they could win. And I'm really excited to see how the London rookies do and how Poco and Glister work with their respective team. I hope you guys can stick around for the cold stream. I'll probably start around 10 p.m. PST on the 12th and watch a few contenders teams play as well. Then, the Korean contenders is less hype, but could still be competitive. O2 Blast and Talon are the old best teams, but they have both had to have massive changes due to being ravaged by Overwatch League teams. So seeing how they compete after their rebuild should be cool. Same goes for T1 as well. Genji kind of sucks in general, but I think Bliss is still there, so hopefully it could be worth watching. But I say this is a must-watch for Contenders fans. So a very entertaining weekend that should give us a fairly good idea about where teams stand heading into next season and what 5v5 could look like. Next, some news from the LA Valiant. Woo Hyul is not going to be a player for the team next year, and is reportedly just a coach. They are picking up former Hangzhou Spark off-tank SASIN, which is a very, very questionable pickup that I'm not a fan of. SASIN hasn't played Overwatch competitively since he was dropped from the Spark in Season 3. And honestly, he was pretty mid in Season 3 as well, aside from the Zarya and occasionally the Sigma. Hyul was already a middling best choice, but SASIN is a downgrade from him, I'd say. The Valiant are a team I'm becoming increasingly wary of. I still like the roster overall, and I trust in No-Hill to take them to a respectable finish. But Mike Lee is just such a weird pickup, and SASIN as a potential solo tank seems like a disaster waiting to happen. I'd say that they're pretty solidly competing for worst in APAC next to Fusion and Charge at the moment, but keep in mind I don't think any of these teams are objectively bad. Thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe for more. I upload nearly daily Overwatch League content, and I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of Season 5, so any subscription helps greatly. Thanks.